Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Yours truly, Frank, here at American Eagle Rises on a Thursday before Memorial Day. Totally forgot about Memorial Day. I didn't. It's like one of those realizations. You're like, oh yeah, we're going to have a 3-day weekend, which is probably going to just go woo. And yeah, we're going to try one last time with this crazy ass. I shouldn't say crazy ass. We're trying to do a garage sale. And man, my buddy, he was supposed to come over Monday. Nope. Tuesday. Nope. Wednesday. Nope. Said today, and then all of a sudden, within like 10 minutes, he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to go see another friend of ours from Nachos. And I'm like, oh my God, dude. Like, oh, they're about to close. It's like, dude, man, do you really want to do this? So I told him have fun. So what you don't know is, after this weekend, and I'm not even sure. I know I'm going to do Friday tomorrow, and I got too many meetings, so Friday might not get started until a little later. Because I got like a meeting, especially with the boss man, with a couple other people. I think that's like either 11 or 12. I had a meeting that got canceled, so I got home like slightly early. But the bad news is the guy moved it to tomorrow. Like, what? Why? It's like going to be Friday at like 2:30. Like, shouldn't you be drinking a beer by then? I don't know. So I don't think it's going to stick. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to try and pressure him to kind of pull it ahead. It might not be the guy coordinating the meeting. Sometimes he's at the... Anyway, who cares about that crap? That's work. Yeah, so just got closed with the Wall Street. So here comes your how you like me now economic update, we'll call it, right? So somebody came into this market and started buying the 10-year treasury. Like, I'm not shocked. Are you shocked? If you're not, if you are, you need to keep coming back to the channel. We'll tell you all about what's going on, right? So, if you guys don't know, the 10-year treasury was like selling off yesterday. So the yield went up pretty big in one day. Well, guess what? Someone's in here buying that debt. Well, it can't be anyone but the Federal Reserve. So, yeah, so it came down. So now it's... let's see. It went up 12 points yesterday, 4. So it's kind of back to where it was the start of yesterday. So we're 4.55. That's still fine, but yeah, it went down 4 basis points. The rest of the market really kind of more stabilized because it was starting to last yesterday. Crazy enough, Bitcoin finally hit another new all-time high. It's moving up there, and I don't know why gold and silver got sold off. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. If the 10-year treasury yield is going down, which means there's money going in the debt market, it's a safety play. So why is gold and silver? I don't know. Like I said, maybe gold and silver got a bid yesterday because people were thinking maybe, oh no, here it comes. The rate, the 10-year treasury yield's going up, so maybe people pre-buying it. But anyway, not sure what you guys are doing. If you got Bitcoin, might not be. I don't know. It's always good to pull profits. My Bitcoin hasn't really made a lot of money. It's like in the 20% range. So percentage-wise, doesn't sound too bad, but like. Like, oh, okay, do I need that $500? I know, I know. You get older and $500, I mean, obviously you don't want to be spending $500 every day, right? But my point is I should just keep accumulating. Anyway, that aside, that's your market update. Frank hasn't bought any gold and silver. Sorry, guys, my eyes, I don't know what it is. So anyway, some newsworthy items here. Yeah, so we'll kind of go one at a time. So, was it late yesterday? the big beautiful bill that Trump's calling passed a House of Representatives. It just squeaked by 20, 215 to 214. Like yeah, yeah. A couple Republicans voted against it, which is kind of odd. Especially one from Massey. I'm not sure what. I don't know if that was a vote, not necessarily to pass the budget. It might have been what was actually in the bill, right? It's one of those things where like there's so much junk on it, and both parties are like, oh hey, it's a horrible bill. Like, well then why did you vote for it? Right? I don't know. They'll find one little bad thing in there. Oh, you voted for this. It's like, yeah, I voted for all this stuff. I had to give a little concession somewhere. So anyway, hey, my news fell apart. Yeah, so that kind of happened. What is this? Sean did. Oh my God, I'm surprised that's not. Anyway, so it says breaking news, guys. It's awesome. You gotta celebrate good times. Come on, buddy. It says Trump administration bans Harvard from enrolling international students. I know I gotta do my party thing. Sorry, here's the bad thing, right? There's probably some legitimate good people that we need that are international students. I feel sorry for them, the people that actually want to come here, get an education, and stay here. But yeah, the problem is Harvard has been allowing these international students. I'm using that because they ain't students. There's a whole bunch of them that are. They're basically terrorists, right? Or what's worse is like Chinese. Like, again, I'm not picking on Chinese people in particular, but they'll come here to our schools, get the education, and then take that knowledge and steal technology and take it to China. Why are we allowing it to happen? No other country allows this one bit, right? So, yeah, good job. What the hell happened here? 2 Israeli ambassadors staffers shot and killed outside Jerusalem Museum in D.C. Like, okay, guys, like if you want peace in Palestine, that's not the way to do it. You're giving Israel all what it wants. Now, if you want to say it's a false flag, that's possible too, right? Did Mossad kill him? I'm not going. I didn't say anything allegedly on Minecraft. Okay. So what else? There was something else in here. Oh yeah, get this. Oh yeah. So hang on. Let's go. No, we'll end on that last. So, if you guys don't know, I guess we're gonna stop making the penny. I'm not sure how the Treasury can say it's not going to mint pennies because it's by legislation. So I'm not. That's kind of weird, I think. I'd have to do a little bit more digging on that one, guys. But the reason why the penny was still in circulation and still being produced was this was legislation. The U.S. Mint had to make them. Now, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, maybe there's an executive order. I don't know. And then the Treasury is telling that. Because the Mint is like not necessarily part of the Treasury, right? So the Treasury will tell the Mint to make these coins, right? So, I don't know. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not legal tender. But what that does mean is, guess what? They'll have to round up and round down. So, we know how this works, right? Oh, hey, it's 2 cents, right? So they're supposed to round down. I'm telling you, every store, if it's 1 penny over, it's going to go up 5 cents. Watch. That's what's going to go on. So, we'll let time take its course. I need some water, sorry. But I thought that was interesting. I don't want to say, I'm probably a casual coin collector. I like collecting coins. I really used to love enjoying coins. I still buy gold and silver stuff. I haven't bought in a while. Silver, the premiums are just killing me, man. But yeah, it's hard to collect coins, like younger people. Like, it's funny, I'm still like one of the younger people when I go to a coin show, and I'm 51 years old. So it kind of tells you who, once the boomers pass on, I told a buddy of mine, like, I know this sounds wrong, but I like collecting coins, and I'm telling you all, I don't think any millennial wants to collect coins, right? Gen Z probably doesn't even know what a coin is. Right? Most of our Xers are like, right? So I'm kind of waiting for like estate sales, because a lot of the boomers collected those coins. They're in the 50s and the 60s, and they really kept the market, or at least the coin kind of thing going. Now there's still, like I said, you'll find collectors of all ages, but from a demographic, the numbers just aren't there, right? The lion's share. So we'll see what that means going forward. But I'm hoping some of these coins kind of out. It should put a downward pressure. Now, certain coins that are super rare most likely won't move. But I'm talking more like, some silver half dollars that are more in the mid 19th century. Maybe not necessarily the greatest condition, but not horrible condition. Somewhere between the, maybe on the low end, $50, $100. So, those could like easily get cut in half, right? So, but hey, I don't know. But, if silver finds its true value, then no, all bets are off. So, the last thing I wanted to talk about, yeah, right here, man. You guys might have seen this one. Aspen Gold put it out, but I guess the whatever we'll call him, the premier or the president of South Africa went to the White House. It goes to show you, man, people just lie, and certain groups just love to be victims, and yeah. So anyway, if you guys don't know, in South Africa, all the blacks have been talking about killing all the white people. And it's recorded and everything. And what does this do? Lie right to Donald Trump's face. And what does Donald Trump do? He does what he does best, right? So he's going to call your bullshit out. So he brings out a TV in the Oval Office and shows it right. Oh, hey, look, it's, your administration's calling for it, right? Talk about embarrassing. Yeah, so he left. Get the fuck out of here, dude. There's no genocide. We're not saying, yeah, okay, dude. This is why we can't have an honest conversation. When people are playing little games and lying, you gotta have two honest parties. If the one ain't, doesn't matter. You're done, right? And then you're being gaslit, right? Donald Trump's being gaslit. Stupid communist news network is in there. Yeah, so that was just lovely. So outside of that, now we're coming up to 14 minutes. J.P. Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon says Trump's it's from the Independent. I'm not even going to read the rest. I'd have to click on it anyway, so I don't care. Yeah, what the heck? Jamie Dimon's been in these news headlines. So I don't know what the hell's going on. That means something's going to go down real soon. Yeah, Supreme Court, what? I'm not going to go there. Yeah, what else? Yeah, Treasury sounds death knell for penny production. I don't get it. I'm not going to click on it, guys. Yeah, I don't know. That one kind of penny's time has come. It should have been dead a while ago. I'm surprised they haven't passed legislation just to get rid of it anyways, but inflation has just gone up lately, and now it's like, pennies? What the hell are those, right? But it does come into play when it comes to sales tax, right? imagine you pay something, right? It's, oh, hey, hey, sir, that's gonna be, 1063, right? So, but it'll be six. Gosh, sorry, guys. It'll be 1065. So guess what, right? All those extra little pennies are gonna go into the coffer of your state government, right? That's what's. And what's funny is I don't know if you guys, there was in the 80s there was a Superman, and I'm thinking it was Superman. I don't know if it was Superman 3 or Superman 4. It has the one where Richard Pryor is in it, and Richard Pryor. Gosh, man, oh man, the 80s had some great comedy, and Richard Pryor was definitely one of them. He's probably more 70s, but man, that guy. Him and Gene Wilder were just the best team ever. But anyway, in Superman, and I thought it was 3, but it could be 4. I can't remember. And he's like, hey man, like, why is there like this little penny here that is like, he's talking to one guy. He's like, I don't know, they're out there, like there's like little fractions of pennies and shit, right? Because if you take, it might be decimal, right? But when you have large numbers, let's say, oh, it's just a penny, right? But if everyone in the world had a penny, right? I mean, you would have a lot of damn money. So his idea was to siphon these little bit, right? So eventually he was able to get all this money. What does the guy do? The worst thing ever, right? Comes in like a Ferrari. He's got new clothes and stuff, right? And the company guy's like, we gotta find out who that is. And the guy goes out and he's just walking in. Richard Pryor's coming in. So then they tap him. He's like, hey. Oh yeah, you're not in trouble. We want to know how the hell did you come? He says, oh, I made a computer program and I found this and that. So they end up using them to try to come up with like a weakness for Superman, right? So they were trying to figure out like they had this piece of kryptonite, and then they were like, oh, okay, you figure out how to make this kryptonite bigger, right? So it's great. I loved it. It was awesome. So it's like all this material, right? And it's like this, like 2% unknown, right? He's like, unknown. He's like, what am I gonna go in there? And he's smoking a cigarette, right? And he's like, looks at the package of and it said like tar, and he goes, and he puts in tar. So this fabricated kryptonite doesn't quite work as intended, but it makes Superman like a real kind of like a jackass, like he's bad. So you guys should watch. I liked it actually. I liked it a lot. And then near the end, they finally, instead of that, he came up with a different idea, or the evil guy came up with a different idea to come up with a computer that would find his weakness. So he had a bigger plan to do it, and then this uber rich guy kind of like took advantage of him and his ideas. And yeah, so anyway, you can. I think it came out in 84 or 85, guys, because I still was in Hazel Park. It was before I moved, and I couldn't remember if it was the last summer I was there. I think it was the summer before, so it was probably. I saw it in 85. Now, I'm trying to remember, because we had like HBO and stuff, and back then HBO would. It wasn't right away. Like if it was in the theater, you couldn't see an HBO, and I'm trying to remember. It wasn't quite a year, but I think it was probably more on, you might see it like 6 months after it came in the theater. So, I don't know, remember my memory. Anyway, damn it, it's 19 minutes. I went on about Superman. Nothing else here in the close. U.S. Treasury spikes as well, no, now it's not spiking. Now it's dropping. Tariffs are hurting Shein and Temu. Well, that's a good thing. We don't want those are Chinese companies. Yay. Sorry, guys. China's already bleeding, and, they're like that guy in Mighty Python, the Holy Grails. Oh, it's just a flesh wound. Watch that movie too, guys. That's a new classic. So, guys got anything? Put it down below. You guys need a pep talk? My email's below, guys, right? I'm not saying I got a bunch of time, but I'll try. I'll try. Right. I don't know. I never saw myself as like a mentor to younger guys, but I let me take that back. I do and I don't. Right. I never thought I would get to that point. Right. I'm still sometimes thinking as a 21, a 21-year-old punk ass. Right. But sometimes I kind of get back to, oh, hey, I'm here in this body, and then all the flood of memories and life experiences and all the crap. But yeah, on a serious note, yeah, by all means, guys, I'm here. I know we only have 30 subs. I don't know who else is watching that aren't a sub. Oh, that's another thing, too. Yeah, if you're new here and you like it, I encourage you to sign up to be a sub. I call them members. I'm not a really good self-promoter at all. That's something I'm still working on. I don't know if I'll ever get to that point. I always feel kind of icky or something like that. I don't know. I probably needed help probably in my teenage years to kind of reinforce that. But yeah, guys, go ahead, share this. I don't care. Even if you hate me, you want to spread the, hey, look at this dork. He's wearing Trump hats and he's got a Harley Davidson jacket. He thinks he's cool. Look at this guy. He's ugly ass. He doesn't have a six pack, so he's fat as hell, right? He's 6 foot, so he's too short, right? I got I have a nice house, but it's slummy, right? It's under $1 million, so I'm broke. Have fun with that. Yeah, good luck with that. So anyway, let's find the stop button. And we'll see you later. All right, guys, keep it real. Peace out.